So the e-commerce sector in India is predicted to become hundreds of billions in 5 years, maybe even a trillion in a decade. But the fact of the matter is Flipkart, despite being sold to Walmart for 18, 19, 20 billion dollars, has never made profit. Amazon, despite making a lot of money as Amazon the company, their e-commerce arm has not made any money in India. So why is it when people keep talking about, oh, in 5 years it's going to be worth $700 billion, why is it that no one is making any money today? How has no one cracked it yet?
This is interesting because I think from an e-commerce standpoint, the idea has been to get more transactions, but not essentially to make any profits. The guys who do make profits seem to be the offline retailers, which seems to be the exact opposite of the US, right? So in the US, the offline guys losing money, the online guys making money, and in India, the online guys are losing money, and the offline guys continue to make money. So D-Mart's making money, and Big Bazaar's making money, and essentially, the crowds are walking into places where they can physically touch and see things. Amazon's trying to change that, and so is Flipkart by creating stores. Lenskart's created stores all over the place so that because they know eyeglasses are complicated to sell online. So even if you do this software and VR, so you're going to invest in this offline asset to kind of try and win more of that crowd online. It's going to take some time, but I think overall, eventually in India in the next 5 years, we're going to see a hybrid online plus offline model. Possibly the emergence of intermediate locations where you could go and shop Amazon, and perhaps intermediate locations where you could go to DMart and say, listen, deliver this to my house every month. So there's going to be a combination of the two that's going to come in and win. But right now, I think it's just purely in a discovery phase. The end costs are too much. The logistics costs of delivery and managing that end part of the process, which, by the way, Flipkart owns its own e-cart logistics, Amazon owns the Amazon logistics. They've had to own their own logistics arm because none of the logistics providers could provide service or information at the same layering that they wanted. So as long as everybody is building their own logistics networks, I think there's going to be a layer of inefficiency always built in. Because if I'm only delivering Flipkart, I do not have that economy of scale. Transportation also, vehicles are ill equipped to transport big packages. So you find guys with extremely heavy bags, which is like a jugaad in a way. There's no innovation over there. It's just like, listen, the guy owns his own bike, so I can't modify the bike. So I'm going to just put a big bag on his shoulder. Whereas what you would actually be doing is creating bikes that had essentially one person sitting in storage behind it. Get that approved and use that for deliveries rather than whatever this crazy structure you have. So that kind of innovation hasn't come into this marketplace. When it comes, I'm betting it's going to be quite big. Overall, longer gestation times, but I think we're going to see a big move in this market in the next 10 years.
So the whole point about logistics is obviously very relevant. There's the reason why Flipkart and Amazon are struggling outside tier 1 towns. There are a lot of smaller e-commerce sites that are thriving in tier 2, tier 3 towns that don't rely on logistics. So for example, an Arzu.com or a Qtro, these are guys who leverage the fact that their suppliers will directly deliver to the demanders and they just need to be the middle market. So why is it that a Flipkart or Amazon can't do that in India?
I think the issue has been of scale. So I think local is a very big market in India, right? So I'm not saying that, so if I'm not saying that the local in Bangalore is very big, because Bangalore is big enough for us to, for the larger players to service very efficiently. But you go to a smaller town, maybe Indore, maybe Cochin, maybe Mangalore. Mangalore is like, 30 kilometers end to end, probably less than that, 15 kilometers end to end. It is not a complicated city to traverse, but it is more complicated in the sense if you're not local, if you're not out there, people are going to find it difficult to order from you because they're looking at you and saying, listen, everything that I call up or people are in Bangalore, that's where your service centers are, they don't understand Bangalore. So they're going to be, that local inefficiency is going to be there. So the startups that work with smaller towns kind of can build an ecosystem that makes people a lot more comfortable, I assume at least. Plus, I think smaller towns are out there for the taking, in the sense it's not Amazon that's advertising there. It's the smaller startups that can build a presence. Now, eventually, these smaller startups are going to get assimilated either in Amazon or Flipkart, or maybe as a group that comes in and buys all of these guys eventually. But they would have created that thirst for going online and purchasing, even in small towns. In small towns, the issue wasn't cost, it's the availability. I do not get this here. Maybe I want to buy a camera which is fancy DSLR, and the DSLR guys are saying Bangalore's too small a market for me, I'm not even going there. Whereas I can order online and bring these long tail items to customers in long tail cities. So once you create that thirst, perhaps things will change. And as long as Amazon and Walmart are not burning their money in these cities, it will leave room for smaller startups to come in and fill that gap.